A production fee was paid to WBBZ-TV from the Erie County Agricultural Society for this special presentation, with sponsorship from Milk for Health and Paula's Donuts. It's time for Fair Day Live, with everything you need to know about the Erie County Fair, with interesting people, places, and events at the Hamburg Fairgrounds. With that and more surprises, here's Liz Mantell.
And it's another gorgeous day here at the fair, and we've got a great show planned for you. An exhibit that's only here for a couple more days that you have to see, a fair brew, and of course why Made in America products are so important. Let's get a rundown of what's going on today at the fair. Well, it is Veterans Day today, which means free admission for active military, veterans, and auxiliary members. And just like Firefighters Day, if you go online ahead of time, ecfair.org, you can get your tickets. Also, your $10 voucher that you can use around the fair for food, drinks, and rides. But again, you need that valid ID. And like every night, we've got our two ceremonies. The firefighter honoree of the day is David Kibler from Chaffee, and that ceremony happens at 6 p.m. outside the Firemen's Building, and then we scoot on down to Slade Park at 6:30 for the flag retreat ceremony. And our honoree today is Gary Street. He was in the Navy from 1967 to 1972, and again, it's just an incredible ceremony. The Erie County Fair Band is there. Definitely check it out, 6 and 6:30. Dairy Show number 2 happens today, 11:30 in the Showplex, and the Fair Camp Show is today at 11:30 in the Livestock Arena. Both shows you should try and take in, maybe split them. Catholic Church service today at noon at the Evans Bank Family Entertainment Complex, and the Veterans Memorial Service happens at 1:30 in the infield. So for some family fun entertainment in the Family Entertainment Complex, we have the Alley Cats, and they bring their own contemporary style to tunes from the 50s and 60s. The Alley Cats appeals to fans of all ages, breathing new life into the doo-wop classes. And the Native American Veteran Honoring Ceremony happens today at 4 p.m. in the Neoway Indian Village. And tonight, for some entertainment, you're going to love it. You're going to know all the words of these songs. Clint Black, Clay Walker, and Tracy Bird, 6 p.m. in the Buffalo News Grandstand. You can still grab some tickets at ecfair.org. And just like every day, save a couple of bucks. Get your tickets before you come to the fair at ecfair.org. You can get them there for 17 bucks. Kids 12 and under are free. And if you do wait to buy your ticket at the gate, that's fine. 20 bucks with the credit card only. But like always, you've got free parking and plenty of people there to make sure that you get to the right place. And you can grab some coupons online as well for food and shopping. They also have them once you come into the gate. Look for those guest services. And of course, ecfair.org, but also the Fairgrounds has a mobile app powered by the New York State Lottery where you can find the daily schedules. You can find all the good stuff, including the new food showdown, still judging going on, and that list of all the food that you can get, where it is, and how to vote is up at the mobile app and ecfair.org. All right, our first guest today, listen, I think we often remember where we were on 9/11, and this is an exhibit that's only here through tomorrow night, and definitely worth the time to go over and take a look. It's called Tunnels to Towers, and yes, it's emotional, but it's worth going to, it's worth living, and we've got Billy Puckett here from Tunnel to Towers. Thank you so much for not only coming to the fair at the exhibit, but coming on the show to talk about Tunnels to Towers. So just tell us a little bit about what it is.
It's a 53-foot tractor trailer, and when the trailer is fully open, it's 1,100 square feet. Everything inside of it came from ground zero, and what's really neat when you come in and you see some of the articles and how small they are, just to realize that the towers were 110 stories tall. Each floor was an acre. So to know they went from 110 stories to roughly 11 stories of rubble and then find these little pieces, it's pretty cool.
Now, how long, so you're here through tomorrow night with this exhibit, but you travel around the country. How long have you been doing this?
Been doing it 8 years. And I usually have anywhere from 35 to about 42 stops a year. I've been going since January 2nd this year. It's been a great year. But you know, the exhibit was built to go to places where people may not ever have the opportunity to go to the city, to the museum there. We christened it September 11, 2013 in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And at that point, we were visiting schools. And the only way to say it, the popularity of the exhibit has grown, and You know, we travel everywhere. We still do our schools, which is really phenomenal because kids were not alive. And we have our own education program. It's called the 9/11 Institute. And what's really awesome about that, it's free and it's age appropriate from kindergarten through 12th grade. And I found out yesterday it is used in 47 states plus Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow. You know, we talk about kids. This is a great exhibit to bring the kids to. A lot of us, so we were talking before the show, the amount of detail that we remember where we were, what we were. I was in Spanish class and we were saying our favorite performers in Spanish. And then I remember the assistant principal, the detail. But a lot of the kids weren't there. So there's not, I don't want to say a disconnect, but the emotional attachment isn't there. So do you see a change in the children after either they walk through the exhibit or one of your educational programs?
Oh, absolutely. You know, especially with high school students. You know, they've heard about it, they've read about it, they've been taught a little about it, but when they go through the exhibit and we talk to them and share more information and more stories, then they start asking questions. I was up in Rome, New York about 2 months ago. The 7th graders that came through there, they spent about 45 minutes just with me in the back asking questions.
Wow.
And it's awesome, you know, because they want to know. They really do.
I do want to touch, though, Tunnel to Towers. We obviously know what the Towers stands for. Why is it called Tunnel to Towers?
Well, it's because of Stephen Siller. The Siller family started this foundation in 2002 because of what their younger brother did that terrible day. He'd get off shift that morning at 8 a.m. He was going to meet his brothers that afternoon to play golf. He only got 3 miles or so from the firehouse when the North Tower had been attacked. And then he turned around and came back to his firehouse. His squad had already been dispatched. And Stephen grabbed his gear, put it in his truck, and he was driving to the towers. And Stephen worked in Brooklyn. And to go from Brooklyn to Lower Manhattan, you have to go through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. Well, when the North Tower was attacked, every bridge, tunnel, and subway instantly closed. So Stephen got out of his truck, laid his keys on the front seat, put on all his firefighting gear, and he ran 3.5 miles through the tunnel to meet his squad at the South Tower.
Wow.
So that's where the Tunnel to Towers comes from.
I mean, that's incredible. And so your involvement in this, you said you've been doing it for 8 years. Yeah. You're retired. Yeah. What were you before you started doing all this?
I was a fireman as well.
You were a fireman, so yeah, it probably has. I mean, I imagine like a lot of people come through, but I imagine a lot of firefighters come through. What's that like for you and for them?
It's emotional because no matter where you're at in the country, you know, you're a firefighter. It doesn't matter. Volunteer, full-time, it does not matter. And they want to know as well, because a lot of people wanted to come and help, but the outpouring of help was so tremendous, people had to be turned away because it was just too many, because they had to keep an account of everyone that was on site, because right after the towers collapsed, they had no idea how many people were actually there. So they had to pull everybody off the pile, do a roll call, and then go from there, and that's how it was determined which company, which house, who was there, and determine who was lost.
I mean, it's just incredible, and the stories that you have and that you share with everybody. I can imagine. Honestly, I know it's an honor for you to do, but to have to relive it every day. But I imagine you're sharing the stories of the heroes that day. But does it ever take a toll on you?
It has.
Yeah.
My son's a Marine, and he was in Afghanistan twice, and I'm back there talking about the programs that we have. We have a smart home program where we build homes for our amputee veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan. We pay off mortgages and build homes for Gold Star families. Fallen first responders, within 7 days of them losing their life in the line of duty, we pay their mortgage off. We have our homeless veterans program now, and it's really awesome. We started 2 years ago. We built 500 homes last year.
Wow.
We're building 1,500 this year. We just purchased a big parcel of land, and by 2028 we'll have 3,000 homes on that parcel of land just for our homeless veterans.
So it's hard but fulfilling work. So I know that you have this here, and people need to go see it through tomorrow night is when you guys are done. But your program, you do so much more than that. What's the website that people can go to?
It's the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Okay.
And the other really cool thing about the foundation is for every dollar we collect, 95 cents of it goes to those programs I've mentioned.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
It
I mean,
is.
to know that it's more than just a moving monument, that you do so much more. It's been absolutely incredible. Billy, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for coming.
yeah.
And make sure you go check out that incredible exhibit before it's gone tomorrow night. And we have more coming up on Fair Day Live. We'll be right back.
Fair Day Live continues after this.
Performing at the Buffalo News Grandstand, Erie County Fair, August 14th. Get tickets now at ecfair.org.
Start your day the Paula's way. Whether you're on your way to the fair or another hometown summer destination, take the great taste of Paula's with you. Donuts, pastries, bagels, beverages, sandwiches, and more. We're family owned and operated. Paula's products are made fresh, the old-fashioned way. Voted #1 by Buffalo Spree Magazine. Paula's Donuts, made with love, in Tonawanda, Williamsville, West Seneca, and Larkinville in Buffalo. Get the sweet details at paulasdonuts.com.
The Erie County Fair has something for everyone. For the foodie, for the moments, for the races, for the dancers, for the animals, for the thrills, for the crashes, for the best 12 days of summer. Visit the Erie County Fair August 9th through 20th. Buy your tickets at ecfair.org.
Imagine a world without milk. It would be a tragic, tasteless existence. After all, with no cheese, how would anyone know when to smile? With no milk, why would anyone want to? But there is hope. Your Western New York dairy farmers are committed to providing the most wholesome, delicious milk products possible, returning smiles to tables and order in the universe.
So, everyone's okay with a cow in the house?
Milk for Health. The guys with the cows.
Bailey Zimmerman, live in concert, August 15th, the Buffalo News Grandstand, Erie County Fair, with special guest Seaforth. On sale now at ecfair.org.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
All right, we are back, and before we get to the fair food and the fair drinks, we learned so much from Billy. You really want to go check out that display, that memorial, but also worth noting, you know, he talked about some of the many programs and work that the Tunnels to Towers Foundation does. It's worth noting that just this past week, they paid off the mortgage of Jason Arno's house. That's the fallen firefighter from Buffalo. So when you go see that, I mean, it's really for all firefighters. So just a really moving thing and just really incredible work that that organization does. All right, now we move on to fair food and drinks, and we were able to catch up with some of our nutty friends before the fair started. All right, here we go. Another, you can smell it. You can just smell it right now, can't you? It's Pearl with We Are Nuts, and really, that is one of the smells of the fair. A lot of people think, you know, the cotton candy, the funnel cakes, but really the smell of the nuts when you're walking by.
Absolutely.
How
we will be in the event center this year. This is our first year in the event center. We are a local vendor, and we've been doing this about 17 years. So we will be in the back southeast corner and are very excited for our first time at the fair.
Oh, this is going to be so exciting. Really, though, it adds to the smells. All right, what? Because when I think nuts, I think of, okay, they're going to roast them, they're going to toast them, but no, you're doing a little bit more than that. Tell us about your nuts.
So this nut, for the food showdown, we made a black raspberry cashew because the colors of the fair are purple and gold. So, and we named it the best 12 days of summer. We are going to have it exclusively at the Erie County Fair, and we'll make our decision after that whether it's going to stay on our menu.
Well, we love a good theme, so I like that you stay on theme. All right, can I go ahead and try one?
Please do.
All right, so here we go. I mean, there's really not a lot to complain about. I mean, it's delicious.
Does it not taste like a juicy black raspberry?
It really does, though. It really does have that fruity element to it, but still that classic crunch, which you want, right? You don't want to. No one wants a soggy nut.
This particular flavor came around as a mistake. We always make the black raspberry almonds, but this year, one of our associates put black raspberry on a cashew as a mistake, and it's sold out in 5 minutes.
I mean, mistakes are beautiful, right?
So this is our beautiful fair mistake that will highlight the Erie County Fair.
Well, Pearl, I can't wait for people to come by and try your nuts.
And I will make sure that there is lots of smell in the event center just for you, Liz.
That's what we need.
Thank you very much.
All right, make sure you get a sampling of those nuts when you come to the fair. And you know what goes really well with nuts? Beer. That's right. And a new brew has been crafted by Rick Felser of Orchard Park in honor of the fair. And our hometown crew was able to catch up at the Hamburg Brewing Company to see what it's all about.
Tyler, explain the judging process once the beer was submitted for tasting.
Okay, so the judging process entails a couple of things. First off, we resort to the BJCP guidelines to truly tell us what beer and category we are truly judging for. And then we have BJCP certified judges that have carried their certification through judging other different beer competitions as well as other larger events and getting trained on it. They then come in and judge these beers for us.
Does it really just come down to taste at the end of the day?
Ultimately, it does come down to taste, but we also look at appearance. We look at how it pours out of the bottle, if it comes with a head, which is the foam on the beer. There's a lot of different factors that come into it.
Do you like it? What's your favorite part about the beer?
I'll admit, the favorite part was the coolest part. We instituted a new guideline this year with our competition, and we asked them to kind of give it a fair spin. And the coolest part was seeing the different kind of fair beers. We had Rick actually produced two that made it into the Best in Show flight. The Cocoa Bananas, that was the Best in Show beer, as well as the Fair Day Lemonade, which was a spinoff of a lemonade as well.
Absolutely love it. I feel like I'm at the fair with this.
What do you think of the cocoa and the banana?
Yeah, I was filling out. I didn't want to read too much about it, but I did see it has that chocolate banana thing. So that makes me think of a little bit of sweetness kicking in at the end, which fits well with so many of the fair foods. You can go with like a salty fair food, like a pretzel or nachos or something like that. And then this would kick in like your sweetness with the chocolate and the banana. So absolutely love it. It's good to accompany anything you eat at the fair, I think.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, when we come back, it's all about Made in America.
Fair Day Live continues after this.
Need to breathe. Live in concert, performing at the Buffalo News Grandstand, Erie County Fair, August 14th. Get tickets now at ecfair.org.
Start your day the Paula's way. Whether you're on your way to the fair or another hometown summer destination, take the great taste of Paula's with you. Donuts, pastries, bagels, beverages, sandwiches, and more. We're family owned and operated. Paula's products are made fresh, the old-fashioned way. Voted #1 by Buffalo Spree Magazine. Paula's Donuts, made with love, in Tonawanda, Williamsville, West Seneca, and Larkinville in Buffalo. Get the sweet details at paulasdonuts.com.
The Erie County Fair has something for everyone. For the foodie, for the moments, for the races, for the dancers, for the animals, for the thrills, for the crashes, for the best 12 days of summer. Visit the Erie County Fair August 9th through 20th. Buy your tickets at ecfair.org.
Imagine a world without milk. It would be a tragic, tasteless existence. After all, with no cheese, how would anyone know when to smile? With no milk, why would anyone want to? But there is hope. Your Western New York dairy farmers are committed to providing the most wholesome, delicious milk products possible, returning smiles to tables and order in the universe.
So, everyone's okay with a cow in the house?
Milk for Health. The guys with the cows.
Bailey Zimmerman, live in concert, August 15th, the Buffalo News Grandstand, Erie County Fair, with special guest Seaforth. On sale now at ecfair.org.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
All right, well, Made in America products mean so much to fairgoers, and there's one local welder who's really championed that cause and even started a whole store called Made in America. We have Mark Andol. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Liz.
Yeah, so it is Veterans Day today, and that kind of ties in perfectly with Made in America. Obviously, we're supporting American companies and the people who fought for America. Tell us, I mean, that's a big thing for you.
Yeah, it's a big part of the Made in America. You know, I General Welding, I've been 34 years and Made in America 13 years, and we support our vets all we can. We love it. They give us our freedoms and our rights to do everything we do. We're home base for Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight. Tom Petrie and his team, the goal is to get 2 flights of heroes to Washington every year. And, you know, we've got Gold Star Mothers have their meeting at Made in America in Alma every month. And Ricky Lee's still doing music for our vets around the country. So we try to give back every way we can. Veterans always get 10% in our stores just to say a thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you also, obviously, you have a setup here at the fair as well, a big Made in America store.
Yeah, you know, my team, you know, they're amazing, but yeah, we got a 6,000 square foot remote Made in America store tied with a New York lottery. So 6,000, you know, we're up to 14,100% Made in America products. We support 500 privately owned American businesses and vendors. And we got General Welding, we got a 12,000 square foot display right outside the doors. So yeah, we've got a lot going on. And Liz, we keep everything going while we're doing that. That's what tests my team, you know.
In and outside the fair is what you're saying.
It's a lot of work, you know. My daughter Jess and son Brian, they're all tied in, you know, and good stuff. But we do the 12-day run, you know.
And because the fair, I mean, it's tradition here. Like the fair in Western New York just kind of go hand in hand. It makes sense.
I love it. You know, my kids, you know, everybody, you know, my brother bowed out years ago. You know, he put a lot of time into the fair. Great team running it. It's just a great way to say hello to a lot of people, hear feedback and say thank yous and build relationships. I'm all about building relationships, building new customers.
For sure. Now, there's a new competition this year, the Open Show competition.
Yes.
You were a judge. Explain a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, they asked me, Holly, way back when, you know, in the beginning of the year, we started planning the fair January, February, and they said they're going to bring this open competition. I'm on the boards of a few schools. I support skilled trades. We want to get metal shops, wood shops back in school. So when this came around, I said, sure, I'll be a judge. I'll sponsor, you know, this this open competition, and any age can join. You know, woman or man, and they can build their product. You know, one guy had a beautiful eagle, you know, and 180 hours to build the eagle. Wow. Or if it's a trailer, or you know, we also judge the tractor's restoration. So it fits us so well with General Welding.
That has to be hard to judge, though, because each thing is so different, yet they're using kind of the same skills.
Yeah, there was some unique and not unobvious, but useful. And I love the thought process. One guy makes tractors out of old sewing machines, you know, so.
Wow.
And it fits it. It was pretty cool. I mean, that's thinking, you know, frying pans for the fenders. And
yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
One other thing that I do have to mention is every night in Slade Park, I have the honor of emceeing the flag retreat ceremony.
Yeah.
We do that every night. And of course, we always say it's sponsored by Made in America, and you also provide the flags.
Yeah. We brought that, you know, it kind of tied with them to bring this to the fair. And it's great. We honor a veteran, as you know, of course. And we give the flags, and they put it up properly and bring it down and fold it properly. And they give them a band and, you know, make them that hero that they are for, you know, an hour.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the highlights of my life, or my life too, but my day, because the stories that we hear about them, you know, we hear a little blurb about what they've done, and it's just absolutely incredible stuff. So obviously, thank you for being a part of that.
Yeah, probably the best thing with the Made in America store through the 13 years is meeting your veterans, hearing their stories. They open up to me, and boy, you want to record them. You know, you're listening, like, wow, what they went through from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And today, you know, what they give back. So it's amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being a part of all, you know, the ceremony and the open show and everything you do. Thanks for being a part of the fair.
No, thank you, and come visit us at Made in America store. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
Need to breathe. Live in concert, performing at the Buffalo News Grandstand, Erie County Fair, August 14th. Get tickets now at ecfair.org.
Start your day the Paula's way. Whether you're on your way to the fair or another hometown summer destination, take the great taste of Paula's with you. Donuts, pastries, bagels, beverages, sandwiches, and more. We're family owned and operated. Paula's products are made fresh, the old-fashioned way. Voted #1 by Buffalo Spree Magazine. Paula's Donuts, made with love in Tonawanda, Williamsville, West Seneca, and Larkinville in Buffalo. Get the sweet details at paulasdonuts.com.
The Erie County Fair has something for everyone. For the foodie, for the moments, for the races, for the dancers, for the animals, for the thrills, for the crashes, for the best 12 days of summer. Visit the Erie County Fair August 9th through 20th. Buy your tickets at ecfair.org.
Imagine a world without milk. It would be a tragic, tasteless existence. After all, with no cheese, how would anyone know when to smile? With no milk, why would anyone want to? But there is hope. Your Western New York dairy farmers are committed to providing the most wholesome, delicious milk products possible, returning smiles to tables and order in the universe.
So, everyone's okay with a cow in the house?
Milk for Health. The guys with the cows.
Bailey Zimmerman, live in concert, August 15th, the Buffalo News Grandstand, Erie County Fair, with special guest Seaforth. On sale now at ecfair.org.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
Well, that was a great show. Just some of the things that you can see at the fair. Let's give a rundown on what's happening today. Well, it is Veterans Day today, which means free admission for active military, veterans, auxiliary members, and you can save time by getting your ticket before you come to the fair at ecfair.org. And don't forget, you also get a $10 voucher valid for food, drinks, or rides with that valid ID. You can grab that online before you come. And we do have our 2 ceremonies tonight. The firefighter honoree of the day is David Kibler. He's from Chaffee. That ceremony takes place at 6 p.m. outside the Firemen's Building. And then we move down to Slade Park at 6:30 for the flag retreat ceremony, and our veteran honoree of the day is Gary Street. He was in the Navy from 1967 to 1972, and again, these are just 2 incredible ceremonies the Erie County Fair Band plays. It's really a treat to come out to and just honor those who are giving their dedicated lives for us. Dairy Show number 2 takes place today at 11:30 in the Showplex. Also, the Fair Camp Show, 11:30 in the Livestock Arena. I think whichever one you go to, you're going to be entertained and learn something. Also, Catholic Church services, noon at the Evans Bank Family Entertainment Complex, and then the Veterans Memorial Service at 1:30 in the infield. We also have the Alley Cats today at the Family Entertainment Complex, and they bring their own contemporary style to the tunes from the 50s and the 60s. The Alley Cats appeal to fans of all ages, breathing new life into doo-wop classics, which means you'll enjoy it, the kids will be dancing, fun for everybody, and that's why it's in the Family Entertainment Complex, because it's a family event. Also, the Native American Veteran Honoring Ceremony happens at 4 p.m. today in Neowa Indian Village. Make sure you go check that out. And then tonight, you're not going to want to miss this one, 6 p.m. in the Buffalo News Grandstand. Yes, I might be a little biased. I love 90s country. Clint Black, Clay Walker, and Tracy Bird. That is going to be a show tonight. You can get those tickets at ecfair.org. And don't forget, if you have a concert ticket, that does count as your admission into the fair. So, plenty of things to do today at the fair. Lots of fun to be had. Don't forget, check out the food as well. And we will see you tomorrow morning, 8:30, live on the fair Facebook page and WBBZ-TV. Have fun today at the fair.
A production fee was paid to WBBZ-TV from the Erie County Agricultural Society for this special presentation, with sponsorship from Milk for Health and Paula's Donuts.